And then it took a year, and I got my stuff back. And then because they weren't accusing everything, they weren't going through. I asked for my stuff too. So that's when they finally found a prosecutor to go it through it. But again, we found that the proof were actually they had a prescription from a doctor, but when we called the doctor, we realized that the doctor didn't know that he signed this prescription. So we realized that the cops use a license from a doctor and signed a prescription on his name, on her name. I don't remember if it was a man or a woman, and they use it against us. So actually, they commit a criminal action.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's
So
crazy.
that's what I got the absolution in Quebec, because when we put down the request of everything, and we put the proofs, and that was after 3 years, because I got, yeah, the absolution was on the something like October 8, 2008, 2018. Yeah, 2018, or no, it was 2019, because I remember that it was legal in 2018. Everybody was smoking, and I couldn't because I had like restrictions orders.
Wow.
I was so pissed. I was like, I couldn't believe it that I was working against that for 30 years, and the day that it's legal, I cannot take any.
That's
So,
crazy.
yeah.
That's crazy.
So that
Story,
was the
Chantal.
Quebec epopee. But then again, they
Hey,
didn't
so
touch
you
us.
know what? I'm going to stop you right there because I just realized
Hmm?
for the first 15 minutes we weren't live. I forgot to hit the live button. So we're live now.
Okay. Salute.
Sorry, girls. Yeah, I just looked up and went, "Oh fuck!" So I just
Yikes.
Anyways,
So,
welcome everybody. We're back. Are we just getting started? Chantal was giving the background of what she's been doing, but again, like we're just getting into we haven't spoken about what's just happened. She's
no.
just giving us some background and her advocacy and stuff. So if you want to go back and redo that again.
Well, it's just very interesting. I mean, you've had like your dance with cannabis, has been, obviously at times perilous.
Mm.
I mean, these
Again,
things
like
happening,
that sounds so
getting raided
so
is
sucky because of the way that they've done this. Now, this new this last boss was just recently, right?
Yeah, it was for December 14th at 1:30 p.m. on the afternoon, Tuesday. Relax. Yeah. But
And the worst part about it is cannabis is legal now, right? So,
yeah,
like when you think about the whole fact that they've just come in and you've been raided twice before, this will be your third time.
but
So,
yeah, but not at that location, and not with the clinic. The clinic was the second time. The first
right.
time everything was with the Compassion
Now,
Club
Liberty,
in
were you
Quebec.
with the clinic? Like, so you guys worked together too. Like, was this during Dr. K's kind of time too with the second one? Was
no, we
starting it
didn't. We
out with
never. No, we never worked together. Dr. K's clinics were just to sign people up, and he
Yeah.
didn't like
Okay,
hotel
so then
rooms.
so what you were doing with the doctor was it was like basically doctor sign right to like
But
to
Dr. K was the first doctor who prescribed Mike's for his epilepsy. And because all the other doctors didn't want it. But when Mike went to see Dr. K, he had a big crisis, like a big epileptic seizure.
Wow.
Yeah, it was bad actually. So the Dr. K signed like a really good prescription for him,
yeah.
because Mike is a big guy. He's like
Right.
Yeah,
two
yeah,
280, a
yeah,
hundred
yeah.
pounds. So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and but we didn't work together, but we were working at the Compassion Club at that time. So
Right.
we were
So
sending people a lot to
right.
Dr. K. Yeah.
So Quebec City, like just from my perception, because I've only been to Quebec once. I've been to Montreal the one time in 2014. So how
Hmm.
far is Quebec City from Montreal, like to
It's like
drive?
3 hour drive. Three
Okay.
hours drive. Yeah. Now
So
it's maybe
patients in
less
Montreal and
because
patients in Quebec City, Yeah, what's the access like now with legalization?
Quebec City has no more compassion club there. I mean, after they raid us in 2017, they raid everybody who was trying to do something. And Quebec was, yeah, they were really against it. I remember when I was talking to the surgeon there, he was like, I don't care, they can go to the pharmacy or they can go somewhere else, but there's no cannabis on in Quebec City for medical reasons. So they didn't understand anything, and you have to understand that there was and there still is like a huge cliff between what's going on the English way and on the English part of Canada and what's going on in the French
That's
uh, part
exactly.
of Quebec, because doctors don't know anything. I mean, I don't believe it that after 20 years that this program exists, I still had tons and tons, and this is why I'm so pissed about this last bust, because it's their fault. That's because they are not doing their job, that I'm there and doing it for them. And I remember I had a huge really good conversation with the Collège des Médecins, which is the
Mm-hmm.
practitioner
Mm-hmm.
association in Quebec.
Mm-hmm.
and uh, and they don't want it. I mean, they don't want to deal with it for different reasons that I understand. First of all, they never ever study anything about that plant, and doctors are not botanists, so prescribing cannabis for them, it's really really complex and difficult because they are used to a way that it's not working with cannabis, so it's not for them to prescribe it, and I
I
understand their
know, but they're
position.
the only college of medicines that they actually told their doctors, probably threatened them,
Yeah,
telling them
totally.
not to sign
I mean,
for
you have to
anymore. I
Yes.
understand.
mean,
I understand what you're
you
saying
know, I
with the
they're
botany, though.
they're
It's like
mafia as
it's like
far as
they're
I'm
not
concerned.
they're not gardeners, right? They're doctors,
Right.
They're doctors, they're not garden, exactly.
and they're
And
not herbalists either. Like it's not like they're naturopaths. The naturopath doctor would be more inclined, I think, to be able to prescribe cannabis.
It should
It's
be,
in a
well,
medical.
that should have been
I mean,
something the federal government should have done.
I
Yeah.
think pharmacists are better. Actually, I think pharmacists are
Yeah,
better
yeah.
because
You're right.
pharmacists know their molecules, and for a lot of them who work with the
The chemistry of it.
clientele, that no, but the people who use drugs, or who use different kinds of medicines and drugs and all that, so they're the pharmacists are there and they're helping them. So I think if it's somebody who has to prescribe it or can prescribe it, I think pharmacists are really good for it. But
Yeah.
again, depend on which pharmacist you need it
No, I
more.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with that. Like I
There
said,
is
you have
something
to look,
about
you
Quebec.
have to look at the
It's
fact
true.
that it is a plant, right?
Hmm.
And to be fair, like you don't have, like the doctors aren't going and saying, "Hey, there's a willow tree out there. Why don't you go, suck on the end of that for a little while and then come back and see how that was for you,
There you go.
right?"
and
So,
and
Let's not go
also,
to the
so
tree.
I understand the whole concept where a medical doctor is not understanding. Like,
no,
I
and
can't.
and also the way that they use, because we try, um then I'm gonna go back to why I created the Clinique La Croix Verte. It's because after working at the Compassion Center, like at the beginning, it was easy because people who were using cannabis were like polytoxicoman, like people who were taking cannabis and cocaine and crack and heroin, and so it was like easy. It couldn't. But then around 2007, we started seeing, maybe before six, we started seeing elderly who used it, kids with cancer, or teenagers with autism, that they were auto-medicated and that they were looking for some place to get to talk to people to understand what's going on and everything. And then I was working at the inscriptions at the front door at the Compassion Club, and I was talking to so many different kind of people with so many different medicines. And then suddenly we start making uh, cookies and everything with Adam and Aaron, and then we start seeing interactions. And I remember that I was posting on internet with like some channels at that time that wasn't with you guys, gals, but with somebody else, and people were getting pissed at me because I was telling them, I see interactions, I see people taking medicines and get really really fucked up because they took a bit of a cookie or something, and people were like, no, we didn't get any interaction. So that's the main problem with doctors, because there's no clinic study. Even if we have used it for like thousands of years, we don't know
That's
anything
because
about it.
that's because of laws around it. They haven't dropped it off the CDSA yet, right? So,
And
so our legal system is keeping it hostage, so that the medical system cannot even study it legally, so that they
exactly.
can find out what the actual benefits for. So we basically put ourselves into this conundrum of legality with the rule of law over the rule of morality and what's actually best for us or not, right? And
Yeah.
that's the unfortunate thing that we've done as man, as building this rule of law. That some of it's good. I mean, we have to have barriers and boundaries. I agree with some of that, but some of it's very fucky. You know what I mean? Like, I mean,
Exactly.
remember all this stuff was made in like the 1900s. Like, let's get, let's move forward. Let's at least modernize our laws, especially we've got cannabis legalized now. So
But
let's
Yeah, I know. Quebec, I don't know. It's like,
Quebec laws are completely archaic. Like, even with the legalization, like, you guys can't grow 4 plants. Like, legally,
even with the legalization, they told us you cannot buy cookies, but you can make yourself at home, some if you want. So
yeah.
again, the world, this is
Well,
Quebec c'est faire.
like,
can I ask you, Chantal, when you got raided, did
Yeah.
your police come from with like uniforms like
Oh
MSF?
yeah. Actually, what happened is uh, we are working. With the pandemic, we receive a letter from the government that we were essential, so we couldn't stay open 7 days a week and deserve like a pharmacy. I'm working since a year and a half with the Cactus organization, giving free medicine to people who are struggling because there's no more heroin in Quebec since a
Yeah,
year now.
yeah, yeah,
So they are taking fentanyl. They are getting
yeah,
severe back. What
bad
do you
job.
say? Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So we were helping them. Also, we were helping the Michael's mission, San Michael mission, which is more for people who are living on the streets and who are in need of help because of mental health. So I had a social worker with the with a diploma in toxicomany and also mental health, and he was going every Wednesday with free medicine, helping people, giving them ungans, creams, CBD, talking to them, trying to get back to help them to get back on feet and everything. And San Michael and Cactus were like really, really happy because they asked us to do it. We didn't. They asked us. So we were
Awesome.
working with a lot of people like that. And then so I wasn't, it was not before 2018. I wasn't ready of it. You know what, Loretta? I buy since 7 years every I sponsored the SPVM team. I sponsored the SPVM community. I had helped them pay from T-shirts. I have all those. They came at the clinic. They bring people because they were not able to find them anything, and they were living on the street and they were buying on the street. So they came and, oh, can you help this guy? He was buying on the street, and we want him to buy here. I was also accepted as a distributor for people who are in transition between jail and real life. So the GRC accepted. So I wasn't, I was thinking, okay, this year we need to pass through the legal way, because we've been working on this in a couple of years, and the problem is that we could not find uh, uh, good price for good quality to make our products the way that we are making right now. And the big difference is because we are using products from patients that we choose with our specialists and everything, and also that we help them to build their garden exactly the way that to produce what we needed. So find the same thing on the legal market was impossible. They were all
Yeah.
asking for like 23, 27, 28 THC. And what about the other molecules? What? They don't know shit about the other molecules and terpenes and all that. They're just getting right now to it. And hash and all those
and they don't want us to use our own products. Like,
yeah,
that's
exactly.
they'll
So
with the weather, but then you've got the reservations, right? They're still doing, like, I don't know, like Montreal. I know you've got the Oka out that way too. I don't know if you were dealing with Oka. I know here we've got the Tanaha that have their own. It's not the
yeah, they
no.
have their own system, but also
We've
it's
got
like
one dispensary out there, and they're running it like the way like a dispensary should be run. They're growing their own. They're making their own product. They're making their own edibles. They're doing everything
exactly,
themselves out there.
exactly. And
They're not.
that's what we were doing actually. So
Yeah.
and also we were like working with a lot of Saint Justin. And right now, Lionel Carman, which is the sous-ministre responsible for cannabis and all that, he sent me kids around 4, 5, 7 years old in 2017 and 2018. We did a special case research on those kids because they're using suppositories for epilepsy. So and we developed like 40 different dosage of suppositories that can help different kinds of pathology and everything. So I wasn't expecting, I was expecting maybe the public health coming and tell me, okay, now you have to register, you have like 3 months to do it or something like that. So I was getting ready to it. So what we did in the last like 6, 7 months, because the prices were low and everything, so we stuck because we were like, okay, we're gonna stop buying from the market at the beginning of December, and we're gonna start doing a process because we also have two other micros that are building right now in Quebec, around Quebec City, that and that we were waiting to them to get their license and everything, but now it's getting pretty well. So we were ready to move to that. So I wasn't expecting anything. And then they show up with guns in our faces like we were criminals. I
Wow.
mean, and at the clinic, I have like, we were 16, 12 that day. On 12, there was maybe 4 guys. All the others are women. I mean, we don't hide anything. I have accountability. I had the agency, Canadian Agency Revenue, a year and a half in my office looking at my books and seeing if I was doing everything okay. And so I wasn't expecting anything because we're not
Yes.
criminals. We're like paying $20 an hour for nurses, for PhDs and biologies. We're not even doing money. So they were like, okay. So they show me their warrant, and it's right on it: cannabis illicit. First, our cannabis come from licenses. It's not illicit. It's not coming from the black market. It's coming from people who are disobeyed. They are making a désobéissance civil disobeyed, and
Yes.
selling it to us. Also, I have most of my product is because they are too poor to to pay for my products, so they give me weed to extract it, to make them some
Make it
products,
for
and then I
themselves.
can keep it for myself. So I mean, this is stupid. And then we have 70 salaries. We're paying deductions. We're paying and for now 4 years because before that we were too small a bit. But so I was like, okay, why you didn't call me then?
Yeah.
Why you
Why did
didn't call?
you just
And she told me it was Accès Cannabis that used the SPVM to get the warrant done. So the SPVM was behind them, the ones with the guns and yelling at us and pushing us, and they put me also the fucking and then the
Unbelievable.
and also to my colleague that she's a psychologist, and they also like arrested her, and because she was talking to me and she was asking me what the fuck is going on, did we get robbed, somebody pushed the 911 button, because that's what we thought at the beginning, that maybe somebody pushed the 911 button because we couldn't believe that was going on. So they came in and they were looking for a grow up because we have the second floor, but at the second floor is we do conferences, and like the day after we were supposed to receive 25 nurses from the palliative health care, we gave formation to them to how combine high doses of big medicines and cannabis, and how to work with that with our PhD that is working with the Moncton University, and so we were like, and they were looking for a grow up. And I couldn't believe it. That I was like, okay, so you didn't really do a research about us. Do you know who I am? And she's like, yeah, I know. And you're doing a podcast, and I saw your Facebook, and you had 2 plants at home, and that's not legal. And you're selling not cookies, but candies. And I'm like, what? She said, yeah, you're selling candies. And at the same time, she's taking my money off my pockets. I had like $40 and a 10, and she took it, and she's like, this is crime. This is money crime. And I'm like
Wow.
what the fuck is wrong with you? And yeah, and she was like,
Was she from the MSSS?
No, she was from Accès Cannabis, which is Sûreté du Québec.
The weed cops you're talking about all the time, Loretta.
Yeah.
Always talking about the cannabis. We have to take a quick break and thank our sponsors for
this. Yes, okay.
Yeah, and that's the one that they're saying, oh, you have to take care to the landlords because they're using guns, and that's why they came with. I mean, and at the same time, and she's like, yeah, and we're arresting your boyfriend too, and I hope you have your residence permit. And I'm like, what? And then I look at the warrant, and it says residence permit. So they don't even know that we are Canadians. They thought that we were immigrants with resident permits.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's take a 2 minute break.
This is
we're gonna take a 2 minute break. We're gonna take a 2 minute break. We'll be right back after 2 minutes for a break. We have to thank our sponsors. Sorry, guys.
No, but honestly,
you're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Growing your own vegetables, flowers, or even medicinal plants can be a challenge without the right equipment and proper know-how. At BMA Hydroponics, not only are they your urban horticultural experts and suppliers, but their staff holds the customer's needs paramount to making a sale. Family-owned with decades of experience and knowledge, they offer free advice in person, by phone, or email. BMA Hydroponics wants to ensure you have the advice you need, which is why you'll find tips and tricks on different ways to grow, like wick, ebb and flow, drip, or aeroponics system, as well as other helpful links at bmahydroponics.com. If you can't find what you're looking for, just let them know, and they'll do everything they can to get what you're looking for. At BMA Hydroponics, each staff member also possesses a federal exemptee MMAR license, making their strong suit empathy, experience, and dedication to their customers. Because when you know how to grow, you'll have results that make you proud. BMA Hydroponics in Belleville, Ontario. Visit bmahydroponics.com.
CP operates a medicinal cannabis signing clinic. If you want to grow your own medicinal cannabis and are located anywhere in Canada, then I'd like to suggest that you give them a call. They can be reached at 1-613-967-9888. That's 1-613-967-9888. And grow on with CP.
Pace Radio is the people advocating cannabis education radio network.
A doctor's job is to relieve your pains. And when it comes to growing cannabis, the biggest pain is trimming. Let Dr. Buck Cannabis Trimming Solutions take the pain away. Whether you're a home grower or a commercial operation, we have the cure. From 4 plants to 400 plants, garden size doesn't matter. Dr. Buck Cannabis Trimming Solutions comes to you with years of experience and professional discreet service. It's simple. We trim your weed and we do a damn good job. Visit drbuckcts.com to book your trimming.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more. We've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
The People Advocating Cannabis Education Radio Network, found at paceradio.net, provides its listeners with news, information, and a place to be heard. This is done through our 5 weekly live video and audio broadcasts that cover cannabis and psychedelic news, plus those we interview. We get started Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern with the Reefer Reporters. Then at 9 p.m. we are live with CannaQuebec. Tuesday brings you Open Your Eye or the Psychedelic Reporters at 7 p.m. Wednesday at 8 we are live with the Pace Radio Show. But we're not done yet, because on Thursday the Reefer Reporters return with another Reefer Report. Meanwhile, once a month, Thursdays bring you the Grassroots Advocate, the Pace Radio Network's audio magazine. All these shows, plus more, are found right here on paceradio.net.
At Legacy 420, we believe in being different.
Experience the difference of quality control.
Our labs provide tested formulations for all of our products.
Experience the difference in trust.
Our customers can trust that we are following up-to-date COVID precautions for their safety.
Experience the difference in accessibility.
We're open 7 days a week. Please visit our website, legacy420.com, or contact us for curbside pickup as well as nationwide mail order shipping.
Legacy 420 values overall wellness.
Come and experience the difference of Legacy 420.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
All right, we're back.
Honestly, Shantal, I think a lot of people would be so angered at your story, regular Quebec, even conservative Quebecers, because it's just so outrageous that you had to go through this. And in legalization.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It just is mind-boggling. And of course you would have believed that you were in the safe zone. I mean, and you were doing these donations to the cops and
you were working with
them and whatever, right? Like, I mean, like for sure I could see that you never thought there would have been an issue. And wow.
Yeah,
there's so many issues. Like this latest one, when they say that, like when Legault says that, he says that there's no systemic racism. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how would they like look at themselves in the mirror? That's what
I know. But but that's so Legault. I mean,
I know,
doesn't
but
want
like
to see
that
the
is
reality
like just
at
so
all.
classic what you just said.
Yeah.
Okay, what they asked you and what was on the warrant. I mean, like, if that's not like systemic racism, I don't know what
at all. And that was funny because, and they were so convinced that Mike, because of his name, it's Mihail Sandev, but it's Bulgarian. It's not Arab. But they thought he was Arab at the beginning.
I find that really appalling.
Anyways, and
that's the difference between being out west. Like I said, being out west where I am, we don't have any concept about what it's like living in Quebec. We really don't. Like, and I mean, it's a different culture, and even within our own country, region to region, even across the country, like
it's all different.
Colombia, like every region, but I don't think we really have a concept of what it's like living in Quebec. Like, I mean, even I don't. That's why I'm so like why we connect and why I'm trying to bring the connection together was the whole point of doing this show. And I'm so grateful that you came on because you're really like we weren't ever planning on having guests, but if we could get more in and content of people coming forward in Quebec that are willing to come forward and talk, we'd have guests every week too, because that's what the whole point of Loretta and I doing this show is trying to bridge that. The rest of Canada needs to know what actually goes on in Quebec. Like I said,
totally.
Well, like once again, like I know I'm going to keep bringing up like these MSSS cops, but they're actually paid for by Health Canada. That's the thing that gets me.
But but that's the MSS. That wasn't the MSS. That was the cannabis access, which is for the grow-ups, because the MSS is more for like tobacco. They came like in 2017 when we got arrested, and they came back in 2018. They gave us $45,000 tickets, like different tickets, because we were like advertising cannabis, they said. But then the CCCP took it out because I was challenging every law with this. Because first of all, we're not open to public. Second of all, we're not even the reception. You came, Loretta, you know that you have to go through 2 buzzers before getting in the
There's no
and
easy
then
to see anything.
There's a menu, and they were like, oh, this is publicity. A menu? So where I'm supposed to say what is going on here? So and then they took everything out, So in the last 4 years,
That's
I went.
unbelievable. But you know what? They're paid for by Health Canada. These
I know,
crops. That's
and
unfucking believable.
yeah, and so again, we spend a lot of money on this, and they spent a lot of money on this because it has to go through like 3 times a court again. But they finally they didn't went through it. So so in the last 4 years, the DCCP has seen Clinique La Croix Verte like 3 or 4 times, and now there's this time. So and the other thing, my other point is, what happened? What was so urgent that they had to do it 1 week before Christmas?
Yeah, no, but
Why?
this is like, can I ask you? And you don't have to answer, I guess, but why don't you want this to be really out there in the media?
Because right now we are trying something this week.
Okay.
If it works, it's gonna be good because we have a really good case right now in our hands. I have to tell you that we have over 8,000 clients.
Yeah, that's a
that
lot.
are all directed to us at the station or through, and that the Collège des Médecins, the doctor association knows about it. So, and with all that I told you, that they gave us a letter saying that we were essential and everything. So right now we have like hundreds of patients that they can't get access to this medicine because in Vancouver they don't speak French. They don't have that kind of understanding of how to make an order because they're like 87 years old living in Abitibi, tabarnak. So,
Right.
so and because of all that, I think we have a strong case in our hands, and I had to wait because they did it a week before Christmas. Like every good liar was on holiday or in COVID quarantine.
Yeah.
Then every media was about the COVID.
Yeah.
I mean,
sure.
I
No,
spoke with my really
it's
good
crazy
friends.
what's
Yeah,
going on
and they
here.
were like, "No, don't go out because you're gonna go under the radar. Nobody's gonna see it."
Right.
And then 3 weeks after, I'm like, okay, so I can't wait still a week and see if I can get what I want right now to go in front of the DCCP and said, come on, what's going on? What we're doing here again? Because
Well,
also
we have to bring forward the fact that it is legal to begin with. Secondly, there's no access for patients. And that's we need to really
exactly
keep pushing forward. Like, even if you have access to a legal store, which might be 2 blocks away, it's still not exactly what that patient needs.
And that in Quebec, I have the medicine, the Collège des Médecins. They don't want people to go to the SQDC for medicine. They don't want that. And right now, that's what people are doing. And also, Loretta, since for next week, they're going to start asking for passport QR for SQDC. And some of my patients doesn't have it because they're immune suppressed or they are getting they are end of life, so they're not getting a vaccine if they're in end of life, so those people, where they can go now? So, and then we have a health system that is crashing down.
Oh, it's totally
so
crashing.
Because of all those reasons, I'm pretty sure if I go
I was actually really shocked that Lego came out with that. I mean, we don't have that here yet to get, because let's face it, essential, which cannabis and both alcohol were both deemed essential right at the beginning of COVID, right at the very, very beginning. Now you're going to bring a QR code into that too. So that'd be like putting a QR code at the beginning of a grocery store. So I'm not really, I'm not a fan of that.
No, and also it's for some people, it's a need in life. I mean, you cannot stop drinking and you cannot find like hard alcohol in dépanneur. So I'm not sure about
Somebody
all that. But
well, you can grow your own. You can't in Quebec.
No,
I know. This is why I do think people would be really angry.
There's something too. Even if you could grow your own and brew your own, it still takes multiple weeks and months to do this, right?
Yeah.
It's not like you can just grow a seed in a pot and that's going to grow, and like tomorrow you're going to be able to get the medicine that you need. Or if you are a drinker and you have alcoholism, it's not like you can brew a hooch over in 24. It just is not possible. Like, So like I said, I'm not going to get into the whole COVID shit. I'm not, because we'll stay away from that, because my views are
For once.
views like we're pro vaccine, but I'm not pro fucking for the
stupidity. Yeah.
Like I said, they'd be like
Our
saying
system
food.
is collapsing.
You know what it would be like? I mean, there's
that's
you
for
can't
sure.
QR code for a theater, not essential, right? You know, go a concert, not essential. A grocery store, a liquor store, a cannabis store, those are essential. So I don't think that a QR code should be involved in the essential. Like I said, a movie theater, you don't need to, a restaurant, okay. But when it comes to essentials like cannabis, liquor, and groceries, no.
Yeah, after that, it's going to be what? They're going to ask you a QR code to go to pharmacy? Come on.
No, exactly.
I think this, I'm hoping.
That's why we'll draw the line on our freedoms. Like I said, I'm all for
personally, a little part of me, I'm so pissed at the anti-Vs. A little part of me doesn't care. I'm sorry to say that's sort of where I'm at right now. But I get your points. I get your points.
I'm totally I'm fed up too. But when it comes to essentials, right? Like I said, the QR code for cannabis.
Those are good points. There's no question.
Know what I mean? That'd be like I said, these are essentials. Cannabis is essential for people. Some alcohol is essential for people.
Yeah,
so if you deem it as essential right from the beginning of COVID, how can you put a QR? It'd be like saying you can't go get a gallon of milk because it's an essential item. It's like a grocery store. So you can't put a QR code.
I hear you.
So like I said, the essentials. I'm sorry.
He's hoping it motivates people to get vaccinated.
Yes.
Obviously,
a restaurant. Yes, these are all luxuries. These are all privileges. Movies, restaurants. But when it comes to essentials, and like I said, you can't deem cannabis and liquor being essential at the very beginning, and then all of a sudden decide to put a QR code on it. It's not right.
But that's totally Quebec.
The hospital system here is collapsing. Like that is what's going on. That's why I did.
What it is everywhere. It's not just essentially to Quebec. I mean, your numbers, because you have a bigger population. Like Quebec's the biggest population in Ontario in the whole country, right? So when you see Newfoundland only having so many people, but there's small population. Like here, my town has got 20,000 people in it. My little town. Okay, when you look at the population around me, so we might have maybe 40,000 people in the whole area that live in the East Kootenay. Look at the deaths. This whole area would be wiped out. There'd be nobody here with the deaths that we've had, right? In the country, where these people are still out there. My kids, we're sick. Like I'm not going to say we got COVID because I don't know, but I've got friends, 5 of them right now. They're all tested positive for COVID, and we're all vaccinated. Omicron doesn't give a fuck. No. Omicron is not giving a fuck, man. And I feel like shit too. I got a fucking headache. I've been fucking feeling like shit for 2 days. I feel like I got punched in the fucking chest.
You have to take CBD.
I'm smoking. I'm doing everything.
But not smoking. Taking. It's really helping. Actually, it's really, really helping.
I've got some here. I should maybe try.
Yeah,
some.
If you had like I said, breathing and stuff.
Well, it feels like I said, I feel like I'm not having trouble breathing. It feels like somebody punched me in my sternum.
Oh yeah.
I can breathe fine. I just feel like, and it hurts to touch it too. So, like I said, I don't know. Taven's coughing. He puked this morning. He didn't go to school. First day of school, didn't go. So, and I went to 2 places. I went to the weed store. Or to the, get weed, and to the pet store. And now I'm sick.
Yeah.
Well,
we're all going to have it.
The virus is out there everywhere. I mean.
So, and I'm not saying it's COVID, I don't know. Yeah. We can't get PCR tests, or we're out of them. And we don't, and BC never got access to rapid tests.
No?
Yeah, that's not good. Hopefully that'll be an improvement that happens. There will be.
And I'm all like stuffy and congested. So I said, I'm vaccinated, I've got boosters. So if this is it. If this is as bad as I get, because this is day 2, then I'm okay, right? If this is as bad as I get, okay. But like I said, it's still not fun. My headache is fucking like screaming.
No. I mean, no. Hopefully it's not that. I have to take morphine
to get rid of the fucking headache, right? Because the Tylenol and the fucking Advil weren't cut it. I have morphine for my rheumatoid arthritis. I actually took one of those. That's the only reason I'm sitting here, because I had to take the morphine to actually get it so I could actually get through the headache. His fault wasn't helping either. I was puffing. I was eating my candy. I was fucking taking Tylenol. Then I was taking Advil.
Maybe it's that much. Maybe it's
I've got to go. I've got to sit up for at least an hour tonight and actually do this without fucking feel like I'm gonna fall over. I gotta. And that's it's not like I said. It's not like that bad. It's not like I can't breathe. I'm not all coughing and hacking. I just got this headache, and even with the morphine, it's still kind of dull, just sitting right here. But like I said, if this is as bad as it gets. And my eyes are a bit, red and watery and heard a bit. But if, like I said, this is bad as it gets, okay.
You'll be
Thank
good.
God I got vaccinated.
Yeah, well, that's true.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's how
Like,
it works. That is how it works. But
So
Shantal, what's next? Like what? So
yeah,
what
so
you?
this
I know,
week
and COVID has taken up all the news, of course. So
yeah, so even if I
you want to
try,
wait for something good to happen that could
yeah,
remedy everything and
we did
not go public or go
we did a
ballistic on the
petition. Right now,
measures.
there's a petition on change.org. I'm putting the English version tomorrow. We
Okay.
already have 1,600 signatures, which is
Put
okay.
it up so
Yeah.
we can start spreading the word out here too.
Yeah.
Like I said, like
Also,
this will get shared and we'll share it. And like I said, we'll
Yeah.
bring you some support as much as we can because, like I said, this is something that's
I'm wondering,
good too, like with
there's another compassion club still open in somewhere else instead of me
VCBC.
and VCBC. Is
I
there
think
another one?
not really. They've shut
No,
down.
right?
The only things that are really running are
And
on the
Neil, what about Neil Ferguson?
well, Neil Magnuson's actually still
Magnuson,
doing the
yeah.
substitution program, and then Chris Backer's out in Nova Scotia. They were doing a substitution program in Halifax too.
Yeah.
Chris ends in Nova Scotia. He's pretty shut down right now too. I think they've had
Yeah.
to close the farm. There's really nobody that I know running compassion really anymore. Like everybody's kind of gone underground if they are. I
Yeah.
know S&M, like there's a lot of mail order that is still going on.
Yeah.
Right? They're running on the mail.
Yeah, but they're starting to get through mail too. I had like two
They are.
patients who got arrested because they
I
ordered
know,
mail.
yeah, I know that. Like that's what I
Wow.
mean. Like they're starting
Wow.
to.
Do you really, Chantal? You have 2 patients who were arrested because they ordered stuff in the mail?
Yeah.
They're
They asked
watching.
them
They're
they asked
watching the
them
illicit market
to come to the post station to get their package, and then they got arrested.
because it was illicit. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
But
I'm not doing. I'm not doing anything.
but they said that they were patient and everything, so I think that's not going to go through because they are
But
patient and they have their medicine. But still, now they're trying to, and but you know, I spoke with a lot of people in Quebec, and I'm pretty sure that it's coming from a complaint from some LP industry or something.
Oh yeah,
because,
yeah. For sure.
and
Yeah.
a lot of them,
Yeah.
because I tried to spoke with them, but a
Yeah.
lot of them don't understand what we were doing. So
Yeah.
they thought they are thinking that we are taking clients from them, but
Oh
I
my
was like,
God.
really?
Yeah.
You
Not
really
even,
think like
you know,
that?
there's enough
Yeah.
room for
Wow.
everybody. Like that's the thing. There's enough room. There are enough clients for everybody. There's been enough clients for everybody from the very beginning. If they
Yeah.
would have just let everybody just evolve the way that it would naturally would have evolved, this would have been a whole easier and better system.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not against the legal system for a few reasons because, like I said, to the point that I don't have a compassion club here. There's never been a compassion club. I was the compassion club, and then the prices got so outrageous that I couldn't compete with all the variety in the legal stores or the price point either. I couldn't compete with variety, right? So that kind of put me on the wayside. What I like about being able to go to that store that I do go to is because they know their stuff. They were from industry before. And I don't have to wait for some shoddy guy to wait 3 days and meet them in the alley. Because when I first started doing, that's why I got helping patients is because, and then it was still like I had to make a phone call, wait 3 days, and it'd be a crapshoot whether I was going to get good medicine or whether it was going to be bad medicine. And a lot of times it wasn't that great. So, you know, you had to it was kind of like pick your battles, right?
And you know, in 2019 with François Olivier, the PhD, Mike and I, we were asked from France, Paris, to go and to do a conference with them about the experience that we had at the clinic. So we went there, and there was 300 doctors and nurses and pharmacists listening at us, and at the beginning, you know, with our accent and everything, I think they were just flabbergasted. but François Olivier has a really, really nice presentation. And the way that he put it, it's really easy to understand how the endo system works, and it's really it's like for kids, you know. And when we do this presentation to elderly or, you know, people that doesn't really know about cannabis, after an hour they go out and they were like, oh my God, I'm an expert now, I know, I can understand everything. So we went and we talked to those doctors, and we realized that in France they are 20 years ago, like back there. They don't
Yeah, I know,
know.
but you maybe helped launch them forward, like, because apparently, Europe is changing, and
Yeah,
you had like the influence
but
of all
but
those
we met a lot
doctors.
of people. We met a lot of
Yeah,
people there that were like, okay, oh my
awesome.
God, this is really interesting and
That's
everything.
amazing.
But there's a movement also under that was already there, and
Yeah.
then we and that's why we met those doctors that are saying that France has one of the most studies on cannabis ever.
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
they have registered every
Mhm.
genetic and everything, and they know their molecules, and they
Mhm.
have a really strong uh, um farm botanist, herbalist, pharmacy that are doing in Paris too. They're trying to put them out, but the way that they did I don't know how you say that in English. It's the way to analyze the plant and see which molecule is in it and
Well,
which one.
that would almost kind of be in line with the fact that they're perfumers, right?
Yeah,
And with
Yeah, yeah.
exactly.
Good point.
So and
Good point.
that's why they're so good at it
Yeah,
because
yeah, for sure.
they know that. So
exactly. That's
when they're
what,
gonna yeah
that's really
when they're
interesting.
gonna cross it with cannabis, we're gonna have like a huge market opening in France, and also like really good products coming from them
Yeah.
because they have a really good expertise about it. But I think this is the way to legalize it through those pharmacists that are more botanist than pills,
Yeah, yeah.
and I think that's really the way.
It's the psilocybin laws being changed, like possibly too, right? Because now that they're looking at psychedelics as well as with harm reduction,
exactly, yeah,
right? So again, there's a plant which is bought no, which would be pharmacy.
and there's already a full market going on. I mean, we saw people that that they came at the clinic and they were asking how I'm gonna take this, and it was mushrooms with CBD,
Yeah,
and he had a seizure because there's some people mixing stuff that we don't know what it's gonna do.
right.
So
Exactly. That's why you need, like I said, that's why we need to,
that's
like, I
yeah,
hate
we
to
need
say this, but
we
that's
need
why we need
science.
legalization. We need the regulations so they can do the science, so the dosings can
Yeah.
be done properly. Even with cannabis, like, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. Like I said, the regulations aren't great for everybody. I don't agree with all of it, but we need something to keep things safe. Like, I had a friend mention, I think Loretta will remember this a couple of weeks ago, that they had ordered some mushrooms in it with maggots in them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, come on.
Like, we have to be
and
safe.
and also I have like
Why
the
did
other
you
thing
bring
is
that up,
I
Wild
had
Tea?
patients. Yeah, I have patients who went to the reserve at Oka and they came back with the dilutions with alcohol,
Oh, a
but they
tincture.
didn't know that it was alcohol, so they were putting drops of alcohol in their eyes because they were using it for cataracts. And I was like, oh, the fuck,
Oh,
how come after 20 years of medical cannabis we're still getting people because they don't know anything, because doctors don't know anything, because we're like the day one.
but I mean, if you've been running a dispensary for that long, you know that Everclear doesn't go in your eyeballs.
Oh,
What's that?
Alcohol. Oh my god.
yeah. So
It's
so
after
yeah.
10 tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. I let it run a little longer because like I said, I screwed up and didn't start the live. Like, I
Okay.
didn't hit the live button, so I just kind of let us go because it really doesn't matter. Like, I mean, we're on a time but I was gonna let us run to about 10 after because we were about 10 minutes before I hit the live button.
Very cool.
We're at 06, so I was gonna let us go about another 4 minutes and then say, okay, well, we can wrap it up. And but yeah, but I really appreciate you coming on and explaining. I'd like to keep you, like I said, if you want to come on
I want to
anytime.
know. I want to know the evolution of this story.
Yes, I'm gonna let you know. Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like, I'm always pushing for, they owe people a community, that, from this drug war of 60 bad years, community-based dispensaries, clinics like yours, and lounges,
Oh,
and
totally.
they owe it to, as a drug war recovery
Yes.
All across the country.
initiative, they owe it
Yes.
to make that happen, for a lot of us.
Oh
And
yeah.
they have no consciousness about the harm that they've caused.
Exactly.
They have
And
no
they
consciousness.
need to hear it from the patients themselves, not from us.
Well, I think
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah, I agree. The more the patients can speak for your
and that's
experiences,
why
the better.
I ask all my patients to send me letters and to send me
Yeah.
testimonies and everything, because if
Yeah.
it's medias need something, they need to talk
Yeah,
to them.
yeah, yeah. They love that.
Everyone,
Absolutely.
and they were like everyone, every letter, everybody who went through the clinic had to do some stuff before the doctors accept to sign it. So and I used to say, yeah, I'm really sorry, because we're selling plutonium.
Yeah.
It's like, and we're doing plutonium here. That's why we
Yeah,
have to take
right.
all those. Come on, it's stupid.
I know, it's ridiculous the way they make it sound like it is. Like you said,
Yeah.
it's deadly toxin or something. In reality, it's a plant.
I know. Like when you
and
actually
everything else
go,
extracts are it's just still plant matter. Like it's just plant matter.
Chantal, when you say, that weed has blood on it, when you going back to Mexico, I mean, yeah, like look at the drug war there. Like what, it's been the most impacted. Absolutely. And,
there's
it's
more
just like
death
we're in
than
a
war.
slumber. We're in a slumber, it seems. Even countries that hate America still like believe in the drug war, which was started by America. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're just asleep about the whole reality of it. And it's just, hopefully Canada will be one of the first to officially end it. I hope that comes next.
No, I think with us being the first one of the G7s that actually have legalized cannabis, and the states slowly, state by state.
I know Portugal has, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, Portugal is better, maybe.
Mexico,
But have you seen what they did in New York City? What they did in New York City, it's the best. I mean, it was the best. First of all, they legalize it. Then they push people who were the ones who got arrested before to get the clinic, to get the little stores and everything. And so they are giving back to the people who were the first of one of pay for
What they
that.
did here was keep us out. You
Yeah.
can't have a criminal record to get involved at all. Like,
Restitution.
trust me, I know. Here I sit, mailed 4 grams of marijuana and did a 6 months house arrest.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? So here I am, I'm out. I can't do anything. I can't even work in a freaking store.
Which is that is so fucking wrong, and that's what I'm saying. They have no consciousness.
No.
And so I think this, this has to be like a drug war recovery given or reparation. I don't care what, whatever, some kind of, but the government needs to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Like they don't want to talk about how much money they make and whatever, because then maybe somebody will say, well, haven't you harmed a lot of people? Like that got us to this point, and they're still harming people.
Yeah,
like treating you like a
totally, exactly. They're still harming.
There's been no
3 weeks. They're still harming a lot of people.
Right. So you haven't been charged with anything. There's been no charges.
No.
Just they came.
And they arrest us, and I forgot to mention that they went to my house. They did everything without a warrant at my house. So they arrested Mike, who is my partner at the business, but my boyfriend too. And then they bring us at the jail for like 4 hours. We stay in jail like for 4 hours, and then finally they show up and they ask one of the cops told me that he said, I know that you won't speak and you won't say anything, but I just want to tell you some stuff. And then he started talking to me and telling me that how he was impressed about how we were doing it, and that he know that we work hard, and that he was really wishing that this time we will win it and have some kind of license to do it. And then I was like, okay, who are you exactly? And he's like, yeah, I'm the Montreal SPVM. So there was 2 different speeches, and he told me that there's no prosecution, and and he told me that it's going to take so many time because we're with the COVID and everything and the holidays, and now, so I don't even know if you will get charged.
I think a lot of cops were sick too. I mean,
a lot of cops are sick right now.
Got no product. Are you guys reopened, or what are you?
I mean, this week we're gonna see what's going on because we're the ones going in court against. I mean, we're gonna and we'll see what's going on.
Okay,
Then,
so do you wanna follow up with us in a couple weeks?
sure, I can actually I can follow up next week if you want.
Okay. Well, then next Monday we'll sometimes
we'll see. If it's nothing, then I'll let you know. But if it's, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be
Well, you know,
something
like I said,
because
if
it's
you're
gonna be a month, so I have to move like fast because I have some people in need that if they don't give them their medicines, they're gonna go to the hospital, and those are kids right now because you have to understand that we have like tens and tens, like a lot of kids that need this. And
so are you guys able to support? Are you guys able to supply? Do you guys need help? Like, is that what you're like? If there's patients out there that can help you, is there a way of should they just get
maybe if somebody can contact us and see if they have like good oil or something because
so
right now we're gonna need
that out
stuff.
there.
Yeah.
If anybody can help Shantal right now with helping patients, wherever you are across the country, get in touch with Shantal right now, or like through Facebook, and then we can maybe network and see if because there's patients that are always harvesting their own that might have a little extra to spare, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because I have already some people who already bring this stuff, but yeah, it's because we have a lot of them.
Well, yeah,
so
because
that's the problem. Yeah, but I send a lot of people to the VCBC also. So they're taking care of a lot of stuff, and I really want to thank them because over a night I just emailed Ted and I told him I got arrested. You need to take care of my patients. Do you have suppositories?
Ted's an awesome Ted's an awesome merman.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and
and
I was talking to him last year when he was living the same thing, and that's why we connected together. But yeah, I'm really grateful to him to help me that much.
Absolutely.
And also he has really
God
good points, and I'm gonna take all of the help that I can take.
Well, for sure. He's a veteran.
He's a pioneer, right?
Yeah.
He started out long before many of us. We're a Blinko kind of thing. So
yeah. I also asked Jack Lloyd, the barrister Jack Lloyd. But he's really busy, but he's still helping. Like,
did you check with Paul Lewin too? Because Paul and him are partners, right? Paul Lewin, have you checked? Yeah.
Yeah, but right now I have like 2 good lawyers in Quebec that already went with me to the other court before. But I'm gonna see what other help. And also, I was thinking of about my staff because we are talking a lot about patients, but I have like 17 staff who lost their job 1 week before Christmas, and a lot of them have family and they're professionals, and we were paying everything, and we're not criminals. So I'm also thinking about making something like a special recourse for them because
this needs to be, like I said, this needs to get out to the mainstream.
Yeah,
that is one of the good reasons.
Taxes, Revenue Canada, like you're running a legitimate business.
Yeah,
exactly. Start to finish, you're having a patient come in, you're having them psychologically checked, and physically checked by a doctor.
I had the patients who were selling to us making bills and paying taxes. Come on.
Yeah.
This is not traffic. This is not like me. No.
Well, I'd like to thank you again. So we'll follow up next week. Like I said, we'll follow up during the week if you have an update next week. We'll just keep you coming back because, like I said, we do
to see
Monday night.
Sorry, you have to go through this.
You got other people that you
I'm okay. I mean, I have no kids. This is my goal. This is what I was. I mean, I knew the risks, but I wasn't ready. Actually, I wasn't. I wasn't ready to the risk again, right? Yeah, at this point, I wasn't ready at all. Like 2 years ago, I was like, okay, but this no.
I feel you. No, it's like at one point in our lives, it's like a badge of honor, and after a while, getting arrested gets old.
But also, the last year was so hard. We lost our bank account. Like, I don't know how many times. We had the difficulties with the insurance. It was like every step was so hard to do that I was like, okay, it has to happen something because we cannot go through this again another 10 years. It's not true. I mean, I won't be able to do it. I'm getting 50 this year. So
I feel you. I feel you, babes.
Yeah.
Oh, you're catching up finally, hey, you guys.
So
okay, well, we're gonna wrap it up 8:15, so we better wrap it up. Thank
All
you
right.
very much for coming on.
Thank
Thanks
you. Thank you,
for-
Loretta. Thank you, Tamara. Take
nice
care.
seeing you.
Nice seeing you. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. All right. I got to run this commercial.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
At Legacy 420, we believe in being different.
Experience the difference of quality control.
Our labs provide tested formulations for all of our products.
Experience the difference in trust.
Our customers can trust that we are following up-to-date COVID precautions for their safety.
Experience the difference in accessibility.
We're open 7 days a week. Please visit our website, legacy420.com, or contact us for curbside pickup as well as nationwide mail order shipping.
Legacy 420 values overall wellness.
Come and experience the difference of Legacy 420.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more. We've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
What do you find at paceradio.net? People advocating cannabis education.
A doctor's job is to relieve your pains. And when it comes to growing cannabis, the biggest pain is trimming. Let Dr. Buck Cannabis Trimming Solutions take the pain away. Whether you're a home grower or a commercial operation, we have the cure. From 4 plants to 400 plants, garden size doesn't matter. Dr. Buck Cannabis Trimming Solutions comes to you with years of experience and professional discreet service. It's simple. We trim your weed and we do a damn good job. Visit drbuckcts.com to book your trimming.
Growing your own vegetables, flowers, or even medicinal plants can be a challenge without the right equipment and proper know-how. At BMA Hydroponics, not only are they your urban horticultural experts and suppliers, but their staff holds the customer's needs paramount to making a sale. Family-owned with decades of experience and knowledge, they offer free advice in person, by phone, or email. BMA Hydroponics wants to ensure you have the advice you need, which is why you'll find tips and tricks on different ways to grow, like wick, ebb and flow, drip, or aeroponic system, as well as other helpful links at bmahydroponics.com. If you can't find what you're looking for, just let them know, and they'll do everything they can to get what you're looking for. At BMA Hydroponics, each staff member also possesses a federal exemptee MMAR license, making their strong suit empathy, experience, and dedication to their customers. Because when you know how to grow, you'll have results that make you proud. BMA Hydroponics in Belleville, Ontario. Visit bmahydroponics.com.
We are people advocating cannabis education here at paceradio.net.